Hello, it's Rev Pipster here, and a Merry Christmas to you. I'm just responding to a video. Well, it's more than a response to a video. Yeah, a response to a video by labarum312. I've been watching his videos for a few years now. And anyway, he's responding. He's talking about King James Onlyism and Psalm chapter 12, particularly the particular use of a word in Psalm 7. Verse 7, sorry, and how it differs from King James through to the English Standard Version, and that's what, you know, King James Onlyism. I saw this video from Sam Gipp the other day, and he picked up the King James Bible and he says, you know, the only reason why people pick up the King James Bible is to find fault in it. I want to tell you something, it's not the only reason why I pick up the King James Bible, but I do pick up the King James Bible to find fault. To find fault in King James Onlyism. And there's tons of it. Tons of it. Oh dear, it's crazy. Anyway, LeBron picks up the issue of verse 7 and used the word them. Thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever. Okay, in light of what he said, in light that King James Onlyism and some of its supporters, people like D.A. Waite for example, are critical of marginal notes and footnotes with alternate readings being incorporated into the printed, not incorporated into the text. I'm not saying that at all, they're incorporated into the printed. And for my Christmas present, I got the 1611 King James Bible as it was printed in 1611. Except I can read it. it's in Times Roman font, and I bet there's some King James Onlyists out there going, "Oh, reading not in Gothic black font, which no one can bloody read nowadays. Quick, Charles, let's go and burn this King James non-exclusivist. Burn his effigy on YouTube." We have this quote here, which is marvellous. The actual King James, I'm going to show it to you as well. Look, you won't see it, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. Okay, here you go. Okay, King James only. People, look at this, look. Look at this, sacrilege, alternate readings from the Hebrew. You know, the King James translators knew that it was not clear cut, and they didn't claim to be inspired or anything, and they would put in here, if they saw it clearly, an alternate reading. They would put it in here so that people would see the difference, people would ask questions, people would learn and find out the truth for themselves. And they were just the same, because they wanted everyone to be able to read the truth of God in their own language, for their own generation. And that was for the boy who drives the plough, as the quotation is. It was a common language Bible for common people, so that everyone could read. What a shame King James Onlyism seems to be blinkered and says, oh no, you can't have it in your modern English now, you've got to read it in 1611, which they don't read in 1611, in spite of what Bible Protector said about James Wright. They still use the modern Blaney revision of the King James. Even the university professors in this country, Dr. Campbell from Leicestershire University, who wrote a book on the history of the King James Bible. He says very clearly in his book, and also in on the essay he wrote to go with the quaternary edition of the King James Bible. He wrote that modern King James Bibles are, no matter how you look at them, they are based on the Blaney revision of 1769. So which took out the took out a lot of the footnotes and things, yeah, but they're based on the plainly revision of the King James Bible. But anyway, it's got here in reference to who the Lord shall keep safe. So he's not keeping a Bible to be safe, he's keeping people to be safe. He's keeping, because the context is about God upholding the poor and the oppressed and blessing the people, etc. Not talking about preserving a Bible, but it's got here in the marginal note. The alternate reading for them is he. The alternate reading for them is he. Well, him. It says here. It's a pronoun. It's not them necessarily. In the alternate reading, it's him. So the choice is there. Okay, but nonetheless, it's talking about people. It's talking about people who are going to be preserved by God, not a book that is going to be of words that is going to be held in reserve and then brought out some 2,500 years later in a language which didn't even exist at that time, being notably being the English language, which has changed today. So there we go. It's in the King James Bible. The King James translators believe that. They noted that as well. So, okay, Labarum, I'm giving you that for support. That it is in the actual first edition King James text. There is an alternate reading, which I know King James Onlyists do not like people to know about, because they want to keep the truth hidden from people, to keep their conspiracy theories going. But in the King James Bible of 1611, the alternate reading is God shall preserve him, every one of them. Okay, referring to people. The psalm is about people, not about a Bible. It's people. God bless you. Merry Christmas.